Hello everyone, and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, we're going to play a Simic Ramp deck. This is a deck that I found online that I found very interesting because not a lot of people are respecting Simic color combo nowadays. Everyone sees Izzet as the deck to beat. Izzet Cauldron with Vivi, and then a lot of people are using mono black. Some bit of mono green or Gruul landfall deck are still prevalent, but this deck with the ramp element does not seem really that popular at all. But there's actually some crazy good cards in the ramp element right now, and that's something that I think a lot of people are misunderstanding. The Anticausal Vestige from Edge of Eternity is actually an insane card, because even though it says 6 mana card, you can warp in for 4 mana to get a 7/5 on board. This is whenever this creature leaves, you may put a permanent card with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control from your hand to the battlefield. So you might think, I warped this in for 4. Maybe I pay 4 mana, or maybe I tap 4 lands, that is. That means that I could cheat in something that costs 4 at the end of turn. How good is that? Probably not that good, except in a ramp deck where you have a lot more than 4 lands. Imagine if you just have 1 extra land, right? If you warp in for 4, while you have 5 mana, you can just cheat in an Overlord of the Huntwood, and then you'll get more lands, which the next Anticausal Vestige that you either warp or hardcast can get you even bigger creatures. Now, the way we get to have 5 mana, or 5 lands in play, even though we only had 4 lands when we warped in the Anticausal Vestige, is by another very good card from a very unpopular set, Aether Drift. A 3-mana Lumbering Worldwagon that's star 4. Whenever this vehicle enters or attacks, basically we ramp a land out of our deck. Well, what happens when we cast Worldwagon with 3 mana, then the turn after we cast or warp Anticausal Vestige with 4 mana, that can then crew the Lumbering Worldwagon that turn. It doesn't have haste, but you can still crew, so that turns the Worldwagon live. We attack with the Worldwagon, we get our 5th land, which then, once Anticausal Vestige leaves play, we can cheat in an Overlord of the Huntwood, giving us now 6 mana the following turn. So we went from 3 mana instantly the turn after to 4 mana. At the end of that turn, instead of 4 mana, we would have 6 lands on board, giving us 6 mana the turn after, even if we don't draw a land. So in that case, even if we're behind any reason, 6 mana allow us to play the Marang River Regent, putting a 6/7 creature on board and bouncing 2 of our opponent's permanents. So that's already good enough, but imagine if we do draw a land, we get 7 mana, that'll be turn 5. Turn 5, 7 mana Ugin. Oh my, that is very strong. So that is how I think this deck means to curve out. Now the way to do that is a little bit tricky, so we need to have some early game sort of sustainability, and here's how this deck actually curves out. So turn 1, we got 4 Llanowar Elves, which obviously we're playing great, we're playing around Llanowar Elves. No, nothing else to say about that. We also have 2 Into the Flood Maw. In case our opponent's on the play and we're on the draw, and we have to interact with, very fast deck, or somehow they're playing Vivi. I don't know. Nobody plays Vivi nowadays, right? No, never seen that deck ever. If they do that, or Cauldron Into the Flood Maw can stop the combo midstream, and we can actually get something done. Interaction-wise. Then turn 2, we have 4 Consult the Stars. Nothing else. If nothing else, we can just draw a card. But really, when we have all that land, this becomes a 2-mana tutor or a 4-mana tutor 2 cards. That kind of ability will be insane, and this is so good in this deck that allows us to do that. But we also have 4 Dispelling Exhale, which we can use to counter spells, which very important in the early game, because we don't do much in the early game except ramping, and countering spells and stopping aggression is how we can last long enough for our ramp to, hit their stride. 3 mana play, we got 4 Lumbering Worldwagon. We can also have the 4 Impending side of Overlord of the Huntwood, and 1, the Claim Territory Omen side of Bloomvine Regent, which does allow us to fetch for 2 forests and put 1 into play, 1 into our hand, effectively ramping us. kind of a cultivate, if you will, but only for forest. Right, that's still good. So that's our 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana play. 4 mana play would be either the Anticausal Vestige's Warp, or if we don't have that, we can still cast the Coil and catch in Omen side of Marang River Regent, draw 3 cards and discard a card. So these are 4 mana plays. And then 5 mana play could be hard casting Overlord, 6 mana, or casting the Bloomvine Regent. 6 mana play could be hard casting Marang River Regent and Anticausal Vestige. So even though the curve looks kind of wonky, there's 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana, coming back here for 5 mana, coming back here for 6 mana. Then we have the 7 mana Ugin and the 9 mana Bahamut. So the reason why I really like Bahamut in the deck is it does also trigger the Ugin. And when we have that much mana, imagine playing Bahamut with the Ugin on board. That's exiling 2 permanents while sticking very large threats on board, and that also obviously costs a lot of mana. But with a ramp deck, mana is one thing that we can leverage. So in order for all that to happen, we do need to have a very peculiar land sort of split. So we gotta hardcast Llanowar Elf early, so we need to have a lot more forests, and we have to be able to search out lands with Lumbering Worldwagon and Bloomvine Regent, which means that we have to have some, or actually a lot of basic lands. So that's why we have 2 islands, 6 forests to help us cast Llanowar Elves. Never go down on forests. We need forests for all these spells, right? We don't cast the blue spells. That won't matter as much as not being able to cast the green spells. The green spells gets us lands to cast the blue spells. So then our blue-green land, the Simic lands, 4 Botanical Sanctum, 4 Breeding Pools, and 4 Willow Rush Verge. I also have 3 Caverns to help us cast our dragons under counter spells, and 1 Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon too. Not only does it help cast the Dispelling Exhale, which already is pretty good, right? Does allow us to cast not the Exhale, sorry, the Coil and Catch. And the, what is that called? The Claim Territory. Because we can cast Omen side for whatever mana we want. And we can also pay 4, sacrifice this land, and search our library for a dragon. So when we have nothing else to do, sack the Maelstrom, get a Marang River Regent, and everything else pop up after that as well. You can also sack this land and get Bahamut, which is a Saga Dragon. So that's very important, and I think this Maelstrom and Spirit Dragon works very well in this ramp deck. Now that's really my thoughts. Let's look at how this game actually pan out. Alright, our opponent is Repet, the Eternal Taskmaster. He's tasking on the Repets. We get to go first, but no Llanowar Elves, so that's a feels bad moment. You can have a Breeding Pool tapped. Rancorious Theater. Now we have a Botanical Sanctum. And we have a counter spell held up. Their 2 mana play. Well, why not? It slows them down a bit. You want to ramp? Get to ramp. Worldwagon is going to be real nice here because get ourselves a land. And next turn we can Overlord and then hit with the Worldwagon to get more lands. Assuming he doesn't. Oh, he's plotting. He is plotting. I don't know if he can just pop off next turn, though. That might be the scary part. Let's go to the Hallward. Attack for 6. Yes, I would like to fetch for a land. I always get island because the you can fetch the forest with a Bloomvine Regent. It's gonna have 4 mana. What's he gonna play for 4 mana? A plot. Okay. I don't know what to say. He plotted the Railway Brawler, which I guess is a card that you can plot, but we're just gonna play this one. Let's bounce this guy. Just a 1. Thank you. Please and thank you. Oh. He's gonna quit because that's GG, right? That's 6. That's already 14. Actually, it will be 15 when we attack. 16 when we fetch for a land. Oh, that's quick. It's quick lethal. Okay, our opponent is the Jägerwolfen. Oh, this time opponent goes first. We got Overlord the Hollywood. That's the only card we got, but I guess we have to work with it. starting town? Oh, this will be painful. Starting town past turn. We got a Botanic Sanctum, and we'll hold up Flood Maw in case we need it. Okay, that's nice. I can bounce it, but does that do anything? He'll just play it again, and I still can't counter him. Still. This is probably a combo deck, right? Feels like a combo deck. What kind of combo though? Blue white. Nice exhale drawn though. That's real nice. Double voice of victory. We got our 5th mana. Do we just Marang River Regent to try to hit a Llanowar Elf? Like, I don't think I want to hardcast a Regent into 2 voices. I don't know if that does anything really. Okay, we'll toss the Exhale. The Exhale is not going to be any use in this game because of what's happening right now to my board. So what do? We Lumbering Worldwagon, we have Anticausal. I don't think I get to the Bahamut anytime soon. And the voice will just kill me. Oh yeah. That's a lot of damage. This is an opponent goes first kind of game, right? Otherwise we would have countered every voice. And this would have been a different game. But here we are. I could Anticausal, but what does that get me? A Worldwagon? Why don't I just play the Worldwagon? Because I draw a card? But the Worldwagon is tapped. Would that matter to me at all? Bounce one of the voices. We're interacting with him. We draw a card. Ooh, that is another Anticausal. Comes in and play tap though, right? Whereas in Worldwagon allows me to Ugin. And we get the Overlord. What the heck, man? You're gonna quit? Okay. Alright, our opponent is Choki. Well, Choki, please don't choke. Please do not choke on me. We go first. Is that a Llanowar Elf I see? Is that a Can Keep I see? Oh my god, this hand. We even got a Maelstrom? I mean, the Maelstrom won't do much, but everything else is hopefully gonna get us there. Now, if they kill our Llanowar Elf, I won't be very happy about it. Also won't have much to do with it. Case. Alright. Alright, Casey, case. Do we attack? Probably gonna regret that. We'll see. Usually I regret everything I do in the game, and that's how we play Magic. Oh, look, Amalia. Okay. Amalia, he's gonna gain the life. Let's stop Amalia from... I'll take that out. Gain a life, but no... Whatever that's called, the Warp Pretty Warp. Alright, so I could... Anticausal, but it doesn't actually ramp me. Which then, what am I doing? Yeah, I don't know. This is a weird hand for a ramp deck not to be able to ramp, right? It feels bad. Maybe we're gonna hold him back, but he's probably gonna play the Hinterlands fine. Gonna have to counter the Amalia. Summon 0. Oh, I'm dying. He can't really pay. I do get caverns, so that's pretty important. Is it though? Okay, so first of all, playing Cavern and naming dragons. But what's the next thing? Do I play Anticausal? I mean, do I warp in Anticausal and not have anything to do with him? Don't think so. I think I'm... But then using the Marang also isn't great because I want to be able to cast the Marang. I don't have an extra land, so... I guess I'm just using the Marang. I didn't miss some land drop, that's what's important. I guess I'm just using the Marang and hopefully drawing into something good here. That's hard. That's real hard. Interland? He's gonna gain some life, right? So there's that going on. What else is gonna go on? Oh, he's gonna gain a lot of life. And probably get his case solved. Healer's Hawk? Yeah, he's solving his case alright. He is gaining all the life this turn. Okay. I mean, he can solve the case and get Amalia back. Don't think it's doing too much. Is he gonna hold back the attack? I guess he could attack. This has been a turn. I mean, if I had played the Anticausal, I would have not gotten anywhere with it. So it's not a bad idea not to do it. He has just Amalia in his graveyard, so that doesn't matter to me as much. Is he going to do anything else, though? That's the question, right? Amalia is what's gonna make this deck pop. He didn't get to pop because I stopped it and I countered it, so right now it's the stance. Oh my god. Come on, opponent! Don't choke. He's definitely choking right now. Our deck is also kind of choking because we're a ramp deck and we did not get to ramp, so this might be an issue. Right now he can deal 1 damage to me, so that's not much. This turn he played 4 1-drops. Do we? Why is there no rope right now? Like, what the heck? Did the internet drop on us? No, he's just roping. I don't know. Every time this happens, I think there's like a disconnect, because who does this, right? Like, you're tapped out. You got 1 creature that can attack. Instead of attacking, you're just gonna be salty by playing your 4 1-drops. So it's just, what the heck, man? Alright, I guess he's just gonna rope out and make me feel miserable about playing him. This is Arena. Magic is probably the most fun card game. Both currently being controlled by the worst people, and oftentimes played by these kind of people. I'm not gonna say they're the worst, because they could have also disconnected. That's fair. But in a server that does this to their players, I mean, who wants to play this crap, right? What the hell? Why does he have so much rope? It's not a tournament. I don't think I whine enough yet. Is anything else happening? No. Just gonna miss out on his turn. And we will draw. And I gotta discard Bahamut? Do I discard Bahamut or Ugin? It's gonna take a while for me to cast Bahamut. And I do want the Lumbering Worldwagon, so I guess Bahamut's gonna go. I do draw a land. That's pretty important. So I could I don't think I want to lumber, right? I could Anticausal. I'm just gonna hardcast him. There's nothing he can do other than sack the case to play Amalia. I guess if I warped Anticausal, I would have drawn an extra card, but that's not great. I could also Lumbering Worldwagon, but the problem is this comes into play tapped, so using 3 mana to get that 1 mana, and then I can't use that 1 mana for anything. Because our ramp deck just chose not to ramp us in any way whatsoever, other than 1 Llanowar Elf, We got some interaction pieces, so at least we have that. The game is over because our opponent left the game. That was very fun for us. But we still have to watch the roll go. No GG. Alright, our opponent is the Redshift Zerg. Oh god, I wonder what he's going to be playing. Could it be some sort of a blue-white control deck? Let's find out using our crazy Llanowar Elves strategy. How's it going there? Watch as I drop a turn 1 Llanowar Elf. I don't know. This does not look like an aggro deck. Just on a sleeve and an avatar. But that name. And the fact that he's fervent. You only get fervent if you play red deck. Come on, come on. Alright, here is Llanowar Elf. Against the mono red. At least he's not on the go. That's not a mono red card. Tiny Bone joins up. Now I gotta discard a card. What do I discard here? Cavern? I'm already ramping, right? So I play the Worldwagon. Yeah, I'm already ramping, and every other card seems pretty useful here. So they're playing Esper Bounce. So they could remove my elf, or they could play a temple thing. If they remove my elf, they're probably not playing a temple. I mean, it's hard, right? You gotta have a 1-mana removal and a 1-mana temple, and in that case, I'm fucked. Bandit's Tower. Okay, less fucked than I thought, but still in a bind, I would say. Did I just toss Ugin? Because I could just hold up Exhale for what he might play the turn after. And Ugin seems to take a while to get to. I gotta consult. Definitely not what I want to see there. No way for me to get 2 mana out of this. Yeah, this is a Cruise 4. Another Bandit's Talent. Gotta stop that from happening. Alright, let's consult. Maybe I'll get just another Worldwagon. I was gonna say, maybe I'll get something that could activate this stuff, but I do not. Could also Marang River Regent. It's not a bad plan. Oh, almost not hit a single land drop. That would have been very frustrating. I guess I can drop this Lumbering Worldwagon. Or drop this other Ugin. Man, that's both Ugins in the graveyard. Bandit's Talon again. I did see that coming. Okay. Alright, so now that we have Marang, do we bounce the Bandit's Talon? We could just not bounce anything. I could, I mean, to be fair, right? I could bounce the Bandit's Talon just to make him play it again. I'll discard the Lumbering Worldwagon, but how much of that do I care? Honestly, this is a trap. It's a trap that I don't mind doing, but he could just kill my Marang, and then I'm in a kind of similar situation. Now, let's not bounce it. It'd be nice to have a Ugin now, but hey, you know, this is what happens when... I don't want to say I got mana screwed, because our opponent's playing off 2 lands. Discards my Lumbering Worldwagon. That's fine. I don't need it. Nurturing Pixie? Sure. Guess you can think of that as doing something. Oh, I should have, well, he's probably gonna block, right? Yeah. Putting the land out there doesn't do much. But I'll put it out now. It'll do something now. So I can search for the Marang and put it in my hand. Momentum Breaker. Out of mana. Sack the Llanowar Elf. I'll pass the combat. Let's see if he does anything else. Nothing else, I will sack this land and give myself a Marang River Regent. And G. Haha! Oh man, this is what you get for playing on 2 lands. Greedy. Alright, our opponent is The Platform. Yo, is that the Netflix documentary? Opponent goes first. Yeah, we have a 2-lander with an opponent going first. Now, he seems green. If he plays Llanowar Elf, I think we should lose. So, let's try it. Okay, we got 2 caverns, so this will be exciting. Dark Confidant. Oh, you want a ramp? I don't think so. Get back in there. It's going to play a 2-mana play or a 3-mana play. Either way, it's getting Dispelling Exhale. Oh, he has no mana. Do I hold back on the Worldwagon? Because I'm not really tempoing anything out. And having an extra counterspell might be helpful. Oh, trying to play a land for some reason. Oh, there you go. His name Dragon, I don't know. But here is a Llanowar Elf. Took forever. Here is a Lumbering Worldwagon. That also took forever for me to play. Because I went second, this has to happen. Now, please don't flood me again. Oh my god. Every game, I either draw 2 lands and a Llanowar Elf and either remove immediately, or it has just been non-stop flood. Why do I say words? Honestly, why do words matter? What do we name Avatar? That's all the lands in the deck, right? Every single land has been drawn from the deck. He's drawn 3 Bobs. Best card, 3 of them. Us? Best card, 0 of them. What can I draw here? Oh no, Ugin would be nice. I'm not blocking any of these. Come at me. Just do the damage. He's not even attacking with Bob. Alright, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 mana. Oh, consult the stars. That is pretty important. Let's consult into perhaps not complete trash, maybe? Possibly? We get 2 cards, right? I think we get the Anticausal and the Ugin. That's not bad. I could cheat in the Ugin. Do I cheat in Ugin? I can also cheat in a Bloomvine Regent. So I don't know if I want to cheat in a Ugin that just gets killed by his board. But I still want the Ugin. So, yeah, let's do that. Vestige. He might kill the Lumbering Worldwagon, which... that's not a very good idea. I have 2 of them. I would like a land. And I get something good though with the Vestige. Let's find out. What do I get here? Oh, it's a land. Okay. Land is still better than Ugin. Oh god, he's gonna make me discard my Ugin. Oh well. Deep Cavern Bat? Oh, okay. I did not discard my Ugin. It's just under the bat, which is amazing because it's not discarded. And that's important. Not discarded means it's still in play, right? It's really all that matters. Don't need this Llanowar Elf anymore. Please jump for me. How would he fight the Lumbering Worldwagon? And the Vestige coming out next turn. I don't know, but I definitely did draw a land. Llanowar Elf was basically a land. I think he's gonna block with Bob. Got another shoot the sheriff. Alright. Do we attack with this 1-1? And would he block with it? Would block with Bob, that is. He did not block with Bob. He's getting free card draws. Nice for him. I got shot the sheriff twice. 41 cards. It would be nice if we were drawing not lands. I drew one Consult, right? That was probably the best card I could draw at any moment. Here we are, though. It's got the timeline color, which probably will rush me to death before I get to do much. It's Forsaken Miner attacking. Honestly, he's holding back too much. He needs to aggro me. In the long run, I'm gonna be the winner. But in the short run, I think he's got more staying power. Bahamut, though. What am I destroying here? Non-land permanent. I could... Probably the best card for me to discard is Confidant. If I discard the Bat, I think it's just gonna come back and bite me. Right, if I can discard the Bat, I think he will just make me discard the Ugin. Kill the Bob. Okay, he's just gonna quit. Yeah, non-land permanent. I could kill the Bat on my turn and then get the Ugin, unless he killed the Bahamut. And even then, it's not using much to kill my board. Took forever. Alright, our opponent is the Mox Jet. Mox Jet's the black one, right? I think Ruby's the red one. I get those two mixed up sometimes. This hand. I got a Regent. Can't use it because I have 2 mana. We do get to go first, but all these Vestiges, so... Still have the Regent, just to troll me. Put away the Consult. Fable Passage. Already using it to get himself a forest. Mountain. Island. Swamp. I mean, I was going to call it eventually. Here's another Botanical Sanctum. Tap lane, go. Nice. Alright, do we Regent to get a land out of our deck? I think we Overlord. Because we do have a land to play next turn anyways. 3 mana stock up. That's a little suspicious. What are they playing there? We got a discard card too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Discard Fountain for Madness. Alright, well, Vestige. Let the Vestige get exiled so that we draw an extra card and we put in the Overlord. Which will then ramp us some more. I like the ramp. Wow, okay, he's not respecting the Overlord at all. So I'm gonna draw so many cards. I could also consult the star chart. He discarded a Fountain Port. What is he discarding here? A Swamp. So he's gonna wipe my board and try to mill half my deck. Fair. There's an Exhale. Don't think I want a Bahama as much as a Lumbering Worldwagon here. Is he wiping the board soon? It's just gonna kill the Overlord. We'll get another one. Deadly Cover-Up. Killing the Overlord. And potentially taking out my Consult. I don't think I want to stop that because the Dispelling Exhale is very important. You can take out a Consult. It's annoying, but we get our Overlord back. We get the Lumbering Worldwagon live, and then we can just keep hitting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 mana. If I use 4 of this to get ourselves a Lumbering Worldwagon out, does that do much? I do draw an extra card, right? Okay, so if I do this for 3 mana, I would lose my dragon. I want to keep my dragon in hand, so let's go with the Vestige. I draw a card. I will put in the Lumbering Worldwagon. And I will fetch for a land. And basically I would probably counter whatever he plays. Unless it's a 2 mana removal. Right? Counter it. Now what? Try to mill half my deck. Come on. Then we will just play it. Let's charge in the Vestige. Yeah, you got too greedy there, buddy. Not doing anything for like 5 turns. That one Worldwagon here would probably kill him. GG. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you've seen that game, those games, how does this deck feel? It was actually kind of wonky. If you look at the deck list, I have 24 lands because I forgot to turn off the auto land, whatever the thing is called, the auto land decider. I guess it doesn't work because I already played it, the suggest land thing. I'm going to turn it off when I was making this deck. So they gave me 24 lands, which it did not make any sense because I have 61 out of 60, right? I don't want that. I got a lot of Flood, and I definitely didn't want to see all that Flood. So I do think it would cut 1 Cavern and make this the actual deck list, right? So this is the deck list that I think should be the actual deck, but in a lot of the games that you saw today, I had 3 Cavern because that's what I went into the game with. So no, right? 2 Cavern. That's how the actual deck works. Later on towards some of the more enticing games, after I found out that I only had 21 lands, or I had 21 lands. I had 24 lands. I had 61 cards in the deck, which was not correct. So here, this is the 60 card version, and this is actually the better version of the deck. You don't need that many Caverns. I almost never got countered, and even if I was playing a counterspell heavy deck, I don't think it would have mattered as much because against counterspell heavy decks, Lumbering Worldwagon is where this deck was shine because you can't really counter a Lumbering Worldwagon when it's already on board on turn 3. So that's what's going to keep hitting our opponent. And even if they do counter the Lumbering Worldwagon, we can start warping in the Anticausal Vestige and giving our opponent a problem. Because 4 mana is a lot. But they have to... it's not a lot, I should say. 4 mana is giving us a lot of mana left over to cast other spells. But if they don't counter it, it means that we get to cheat in something later on for a very cheap initial investment. And that's why this card is very good in this deck. And that's what makes this deck insane. I don't know if there's any fine-tuning that I want to do, but if I was to go a little bit crazy, I might consider cutting either an island or a Botanical Sanctum and putting in a second Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. There was a few games where I did use the Maelstrom and it felt really exciting and very good. But there was a lot of games where I got flooded where in the flood, I wish one of the lands was a Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. That would have significantly helped the deck. It would improve the deck win rate by a lot more because within that flood, if I was able to sacrifice a Maelstrom for Marang River region, everything would have been fixed. Just one Marang can get to the other Marang, bounce everything, get us all of our, removals and, temple cards, and we win from there. But we could not get there because I didn't have the Maelstrom. And that is maybe the small edits I would change to this deck. Otherwise, it's actually an incredibly strong deck. We tempo out so many opponents, even though they're playing the tempo and we're playing the ramp. The thing is, with this ramp deck, right, the amount of ramp we have at 3 mana is so high, and then after that, we don't stop ramping with the cost Anticausal, and then when we have enough mana for Ugin and Bahamut, it's really hard for our opponent to recover from there. Very, very strong deck. That's really all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.